A silent shift is happening behind the scenes within the Seattle Seahawks, and it could completely redefine the balance of power in the NFC West. After a historic season capped by a Super Bowl victory, the franchise did not enter celebration mode. On the contrary, the front office is operating with surgical precision, evaluating contracts, reinforcing depth, and closely monitoring the defensive market with one clear objective: turn one championship into sustained dominance. What looks like a normal offseason may actually be the beginning of a bold strategic master plan that puts direct pressure on their biggest divisional rival, the San Francisco 49ers. At the center of this storm stands Kenneth Walker III, the Super Bowl MVP and symbol of the explosive offense that carried Seattle to the top, now faces the most critical crossroads of his career. The projection is clear: a 4-year deal worth $46 million. The number isn't random. It represents elite-tier compensation for running backs in today's NFL. But it also represents risk. Walker is 25 years old and in his physical prime, yet history shows that running backs often experience significant decline around age 28 or 29. By paying this contract, Seattle would be investing heavily in the years where the athletic curve traditionally begins to drop. The internal debate isn't just financial, it's philosophical. Keeping Walker means preserving the offensive identity built around a dominant ground game. It sends a message to the locker room that stars who deliver championships get rewarded. But it also means committing a significant portion of salary cap space to a position many franchises now consider replaceable. Walker's camp presents a straightforward argument: a Super Bowl MVP trophy carries more weight than regular season statistics, and it's difficult to deny the impact he had in the postseason. He didn't just produce yards, he decided games. The danger for Seattle is real. If Walker hits free agency, teams like the Dallas Cowboys, the Miami Dolphins, and the Las Vegas Raiders have the financial flexibility to push offers beyond $50 million. The decision must be both swift and strategic. Letting Walker walk could weaken the championship identity that was just established. Keeping him could reduce long-term flexibility. It's a dilemma that defines title windows. While the Walker debate dominates headlines, the front office quietly made another move few expected, bringing in Cam Akers. A Super Bowl champion with the Los Angeles Rams, Akers arrives on a futures contract, a subtle move with significant strategic implications. Futures contracts don't guarantee a roster spot, but they prevent other teams from signing players the coaching staff believes have developmental or immediate value. It's silent protection. Akers' presence becomes even more important considering the ACL injury suffered by Zach Charbonnet during the playoffs. While there is optimism about his recovery, medical timelines demand caution. Seattle cannot rely solely on a perfect rehab scenario. Akers brings playoff experience, understanding of a winning culture, and the ability to contribute immediately if needed. If Walker signs an extension, Akers can serve as a valuable RB2 while Charbonnet regains form. If Walker departs, Akers suddenly becomes central to the rotation. In any scenario, Seattle avoids vulnerability. This move reveals something bigger. The franchise is not betting everything on one star, it is building redundancy. Occasional champions gamble, sustainable dynasties build depth. Signing Akers is a strategic insurance policy that keeps the offense protected from unforeseen setbacks. Perhaps the most explosive development, however, lies on the defensive side of the ball. The name back on the radar is Draymond Jones. Versatile, disruptive, and deeply familiar with head coach Mike Macdonald's system, Jones represents more than sack numbers. He represents continuity. During his previous stint in Seattle, he proved capable of pressuring quarterbacks from both interior and edge alignments. That flexibility is invaluable in modern defensive schemes. The challenge is that Jones will not lack suitors. The 49ers, aggressive and attentive, have cleared cap space and could enter the bidding war. And here the storyline intensifies. Losing Jones to San Francisco would not just be a technical loss, it would directly strengthen Seattle's biggest divisional rival. The battle for his signature could become one of the most intense episodes of the offseason. Seattle once again faces a strategic choice. Investing in Jones solidifies a defense that already demonstrated championship capability. It preserves system familiarity and minimizes adaptation time. On the other hand, it requires competing financially with franchises willing to inflate the market. The front office must decide whether to pay for proven system fit or pivot towards younger, less expensive pass rushing options. What connects Walker, Akers, and Jones is not coincidence, it's philosophy. Pay stars who deliver titles, protect the roster with strategic depth, reacquire talents who already thrive within your system. This is not improvisation, it's long-term planning. Seattle does not merely want to defend a championship, it wants to establish dominance. While the 49ers restructure contracts to create cap flexibility and respond, the Seahawks appear one step ahead, executing complementary moves that fit together like chess pieces. If Walker stays, the offensive identity remains intact. If Akers earns his role, the backfield gains security. If Jones returns, the defense maintains versatility and pressure. Together, these decisions could create a foundation for multiple deep playoff runs. None of this is guaranteed. Big contracts can become burdens. Running backs face injury risk. Reunions do not always recreate past success. But there is a visible pattern in how Seattle is operating. No panic, only calculation. No impulse, only structure. The real question is not just financial, it's cultural. Will the front office have the courage to invest aggressively to sustain championship momentum, or will a conservative approach risk fragmenting the core that just delivered a title? Behind the scenes, every decision creates a domino effect. One signature may unlock another. One departure may force a complete shift in philosophy. If the plan succeeds, the NFC West could witness a new era of dominance centered in Seattle. The Rams remain in transition, the Cardinals continue searching for stability, and the 49ers, despite their strength, may face increasing pressure to hold their ground. The offseason is still unfolding, but the signals are unmistakable. Seattle is not satisfied with one trophy. It is constructing a long-term championship framework. Kenneth Walker III's decision could arrive at any moment. The bidding war for Draymond Jones could escalate quickly. Charbonnet's recovery timeline could reshape internal strategy. Every piece influences the larger design. In the chessboard of the NFL, hesitation costs championships, and right now, the Seahawks look determined to move before their rivals can respond. Whether this will truly mark the end of 49ers supremacy remains to be seen, but one thing is certain, Seattle is playing to dominate, not merely to compete.